Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress. I'm here with another pick a card reading and another installment in our divine love journey. This is number 10, and this is all about dreams. I'm calling this the dream sequence. It could be about dreams that your counterpart's having, or that you're having, or that you're jointly having. It's in general about messages, so they may or may not be dreams that you can actually remember or understand or know that you're having, but this is a message in this dream world, in my dream world, to you about your journey. So we have 6 piles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have the Neptune's Ocean's Ring. You can find it at Melanie's Etsy shop. We have the Izara ring. We have this little unicorn ring, mood ring. We've got a diamond ring, the citron ring, and the heart and skulls ring. Alright, so take a deep breath. Close your eyes, release your breath. Open your eyes and let them drift to the pile that's meant for you. Let's begin. Pile 1 I've designated for the officer, and so this may or may not resonate with your counterpart, but if you chose pile 1, it might be a dream message that you need to listen to. So you might want to click on the counterpart category that you've most resonated with as well, or watch all of them, because each pile has an interesting dream message. So let's take a look at pile 1. And each pile has a dream title. So first we have the tree. These are dream cards here. Then we have the sun. And from the Lenormand we have anchor. And from Nature's Whispers we have assurance. Alright, so separately, the tree is talking about a promising future, a new home, industriousness. The sun, as I know most of you know, is joy, simple pleasures, fresh opportunities, all fears vanishing away. Could be about unions and things. Then the anchor is stability and security, peace of mind, reaching goals. Assurance is talking about be assured you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. So I call this dream the sunny tree. So the sunny tree is a dream about a tree, or that you see this person, you or your person sees this tree a lot in dreams. The sun is shining. It's a happy light. You know, it's not a dark tree like a horror kind of atmosphere. It's a bright, sunny atmosphere. And then there's a sense of security and stability and well-being happening here. So your dream, the sunny tree, is about a secure, a promising future, and possibly fresh starts and new beginnings, that kind of thing. So let's see what your terms have to say. Grab that. This is the wheel of the year, the golden wheel. So it's a lot like the Wheel of Fortune. It is the fortune teller. So maybe you're a fortune teller. Maybe you should heed the wisdom of the fortune tellers. But your fortune has a lot to do with the cycles and the wheel of the year and moon cycles and astrology and those kinds of things. You have the letter T. You have the little piggy, which the pig is about optimism, sweetness, maybe sometimes naivete, but in general, a good person here. You have my familiar Dobby. The familiar is all about somebody, it can be a pet, a cat, or any other animal that you feel attached to that's kind of always by your side. Then we have we have St. Lawrence. We've got weight. Somebody's either working out, or this is like a weighty situation, like a stable situation. I think you have the home. So I feel like definitely a home situation is improving, or something is going to happen soon for you. So your dream world reflects a lot of the possibilities that will happen in your waking world. You have this beautiful deep mermaid. Deep and beautiful. Direction. There's going to be a new direction for you. Compass pointing you in the right direction. Just reach out. It's right there. All you have to do is touch it. You have Joan of Arc, Jeanne d'Arc. So Joan and Larry. Lawrence actually is my grandpa's name. And then, and my uncle's. We've got twin flames. So this is definitely a twin flame situation. You have the cog, which is a very important piece in all mechanisms to help things run. So there's some kind of wheel. See, it's a wheel. There's some kind of rotating movement, just like the compass also rotates too for direction. Let me see, I have a little compass I can kind of give you an example. A lot of what's going on with you has to do with this kind of rotating situation and helping you point yourself in the right direction, kind of thing. So let's see what's inside the box. Is your guardian angels. These are represent spirit guides. Actually, this box used to have 3 in it, but I feel like at least 2 very important guides here are helping you always. And you have this key to special box. I discovered in my grandpa's chest, my grandpa Lawrence, maybe this is a little message, that there's a special lockbox in there, and I don't know where the key is for that. So maybe this is the key. Anyway, so yeah, this one is a very easy dream. If the dream about the tree is good, it's health, it's branching out, it's creating something more, possibly family, a home, and things like that. So I like that very much. Very nice. I'm going to move on to the next. Pile number 2 with the Azara ring has been matched up with the entrepreneur. And so let's see what your dream scenario is. We have foreigners. These are dream cards. We have the 6 of Wands, Clover, and expansion. That's very nice. So I'll tell you everything individually, and then I'll tell you what your dream sequence title is. So foreigners is all about brotherly love, affability, mutual aid. The 6 of Wands is the fame card. It's the hero, it's triumph, it's the laurel wreath of welcome. I get that in the charms, and I think of the 6 of Wands, like welcoming the conquering hero. Then we have the Clover, which is good luck, really good luck and happiness and opportunities and a nice surprise. And then we have expansion. So there's this evolution here happening, opportunities. A person or people are expanding and learning and growing, possibly by moving to a new environment or having new surroundings or a new job or a new spiritual awakening kind of thing. So together, all of that, the title I've come up with is Famous Foreigner. And I feel like your dreams You might be dreaming about somebody who's famous that is you, or your counterpart might be dreaming about this person that is far away, possibly from you. So foreign as far as you are concerned, your orientation. But the expansion to me makes me feel like we're all together anyway, that we're all connected. There is no such thing as long distance. We have this connectivity, brotherly love, this connection. Even a person's fame doesn't separate them from connecting with a person that is not famous. So no matter the situation, there is this connectivity, a brotherly love, and an expansion. And maybe I feel like this might be a dream of your counterpart or of you, seeing the world as a better place and bringing us all together and not having, division, divided. This is really good. If this is a prophetic dream, if this is predicting the future, then this is a good way for us to be moving into this expanded world where we are equals and we're not judged or ridiculed or treated poorly for who we are, where we come from, not discriminated against. So let's see what your charms have to say. It could also be a love you have that's a foreign person, and maybe soon they'll be part of your world, so that's nice too. Maybe your entrepreneur is foreign, and maybe as the entrepreneur, it'll be somebody who writes books or creates stories about this foreigner. So we have France. Speaking of foreign to me anyway, but you might be living in France. We have Lieutenant Destin Mateus. We have I Love Mom. We have Billy Idol. France again. New York. We have the baby boy. This is like a guardian of the baby boy. And a picnic basket. And family. Weights. The Kundalini snake. All who wander are not lost. I like that one. And the spinning wheel. This one's kind of somebody said it reminded them of Sleeping Beauty, and that's true, Sometimes you can get into a trance and just prick the needle and fall into a deep sleep. And I feel like maybe that's what we've done collectively, and now it's time to wake up. There's a new cycle beginning where there's a new evolution. We have, who is this? Our Lady of Guadalupe, who is married. She appeared in Mexico. That's why she is named that, because of Guadalupe. So we have two towers here, two Eiffel Towers, and we have New York as well. So it's interesting. I feel like, this could have a lot to do with like residual feelings during your waking hours when our reality has a lot to do with the pandemic situation and social distancing, and it's starting to ease. But I think another thing that's important to know, that out of this situation has become a new awareness and enlightenment for a lot of people out there. There's some people who are not going to change, or some people who take longer than others to evolve and level up and ascend. But realize there's a great wave of people who have grown from this experience. So that's a good thing, and that's good news. All right, well, I'm going to move on to the next. And pile 3, we have the little unicorn, the mood ring. It changes colors. Purple is kind of like scared. I don't know. But like when it goes into the blues, it means it's happy. So we'll see. All right, so this is your dream sequence. Let's see what cards you have. You have constructing. These are the dream cards by Los Carbeo. We got 2 tarot the Alice cards. The 3 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. So 3 is going to be a real important number here for you. We have from the Lenormand, the Gilded Reverie is the Park. And from Nature's Whispers, we have Bountiful Harvest. Okay, so individually, excuse me, let me clear my throat a little bit. All right, so this I figured would be good for the builder. So the builder came out with this, and it's interesting. I didn't do that on purpose. It actually just kind of fell into place that the builder had the constructing card. But so either your builder or you or both of you are having dreams that kind of flow like this. And if you are twin flames, a lot of times you have similar kind of dreams, wavelengths, and thinking of the similar kind of things. So we have constructing is about innovative ideas, marriage, and profitable activities. The 3 of Wands is an important date, and the 3 of Pentacles is being a master of a skill or your career. And the park garden is a meeting place, a public event, or networking. Bountiful harvest is infinite resources from Mother Earth and the universe. And so I call this dream sequence the greenhouse. And the greenhouse to me it could be about a project that maybe it's so important to the builder in their waking world that it goes deep into their dream world, and they sort it out almost like an equation. They could be a little bit anxious about a due date or timing. But the park, I love this one because it could represent lots of things like real life, a real life greenhouse being constructed, which would be beautiful. It could be any kind of edifice, any kind of building, outdoor fixture. But the park actually represents people and community and getting together. So this is also another beautiful dream of us becoming social again and getting together, which is a really nice dream right now to have. If we can't have it in waking life yet, at least we can keep dreaming it, and that's a great way to bring it about in our waking life. So this is really good. It's like constructing. It's a more practical way of imagining it into reality. But the bountiful harvest says we have it all within our hands, within our grasp, and see how there's the earth there with the love doves, that we can heal it. We have all the power to do this ourselves. One of the things that came to my mind was my brother, who, among other things, is a carpenter and a builder, and he started creating earth ships, and he took a class to build an earth ship, and had a community effort in this class building earth ships, and it sounded very fascinating. So he wanted to do it himself. Before he built his first earth ship, he wanted to make his earth ship shed. And so this has been a project that he's been trying to attempt several times because of timing and weather and all kinds of things that have gotten in the way, and most recently this pandemic, that it's pushed it away. But I feel like that's an example, kind of an example of things that might have been put to the background can now come to the foreground. Whether it's projects or romances, all of this can come up now and surface into the waking world. Okay, so let's see what your charms have to say. Ozzy go, go, go. See? It's now I feel like the waking world is on the go. We've got travel plans, maybe, magic carpet rides. China is healing, USA is healing. We have shore. We have shore again. We have have shore. We got 4-leaf clover and traveling, flying, maybe business travel again, or romance too. But things are picking up for you, these people, you and your counterpart in the waking world. I love mom. That's come out twice. So Mother's Day, don't forget your moms. You've got the blue marble, which represents Venus for me, and that's love. So love. You've got the twin flame angels. Aren't they so cute? They're whispering to each other. So it's kind of, they have this very tight connection. You have the tall and beautiful giraffe. I love this one from Genevieve. It's so pretty and sparkly. We have the skull. This is the skull key. So the skull to me is about death and about transformation. So the key to transformation here. You have the kundalini rising, which is kind of rippling up your back and making you feel more potent and sexual energy as well. Key to somebody's heart. You have some beach time, it looks like. And the birds, could be communication, Twitter, texting, or messages from the birds. Listen to the birds. Have an idea. Also, the birds are interesting. If you ever want to know what to do in a natural disaster, watch the birds. See what they do. Like, where are they flying to? Do you hear the birds? If you hear the birds, good. If you don't hear birds, then something's up. They're hiding. You got namaste. You got grace. You got doggy. That's like loyalty and best friends. And you got 28. And even twin flames can be loyal best friends, just saying, This is the dog also about soulmates and unconditional love. You have the corn of plenty. Didn't want to flip over. You've got Tinkerbell, Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust Tinkerbell. And you have Saint Joseph and the lock. And we do have the key to open that lock. So the key of love and the lock of love. And maybe it indicates there's only one person that fits, you're a one-man woman and he's a one-woman man, or vice versa, or change the sex, whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? But there's only one person to that heart. You're protected. And maybe some bicycle riding, and you're feeling safe. And you got this little letter, D, that's cute. My brother starts with D. And I don't know if you'd ever watch these videos, but maybe one day. You got the star. You got a little dolphin hugging. I feel like that's affection, embrace, well, touching each other again, being able to give hugs. We have the angel wing, and angels looking out for us, and the star of hope. Okay, good luck, and it's very nice, very bright, very optimistic things in the future. The elephant's talking about memories too, so good memories and good news for the future. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next. And here's pile 4 with the diamond ring. And so let's see what your dream sequence is. We've got nourishing. And that's from the Dream Cards by Los Carbeo. Strength from Dame Darcy's Mad Alice, the Queen Alice. She's not mad. She's the Queen Alice cards. And the Letterman, Gilded River. We got the dog and the star. I love this one. And I love when the star comes out. And then we also have Keep Your Dreams Alive. Very nice. All right, so I'll tell you what the cards mean individually, and then I'll give you the title that I've deciphered for this. So for the healer, for you, or if your counterpart's the healer, we have nourishing is a female figure. This is prestige and constant work. And then the strength is about being fearless, taming the lion, its gentleness, confidence, and loyalty. The dog also is loyalty. It is a trusted friend, somebody who's very supportive, who's always by your side, that unconditional kind of love. And it does also represent soulmates. And then we have the Star card, which is guidance, inspiration, and hope. And keeping your dreams alive is about knowing what your plan of action is and staying focused on it, using every kind of solution to keep focus on these goals, using both your intuition and your logic, because it's not all about just the spiritual, but it's also some practical ways of keeping focused on your goals. All right, so this one I call the most loyal stargazer, because I feel like there is a connection here. It's either you or your counterpart, or both of you, how you feel towards each other, that seeps into the dreams, and it's loyalty, it's stargazing. But I feel there's a female focus here, so there's a female in the dreams that in his dreams, the healer's dreams, and he's seeing this person as his strength and his guiding light, the person that gets him through every day, that person that motivates him, his muse. That's come up before, right? The muse as well. And it keeps his dreams alive, or her dreams alive. The same with you. It keeps your dreams alive. Having this strength card is about guidance, and so there's this kind of gentle guidance. It could very easily be kind of a Beauty and the Beast scenario about love and unconditional love, and making the beast feel secure because of the unconditional love here. The Star of Hope is just a really beautiful feeling. It's inspiring. It makes you focus on the positive and good things to come. I feel like it also has to do with astrology and using the stars and the alignment of the stars and the moon and planetary aspects and occurrences to help with making these plans and making these dreams come alive. So a lot of the planning here, maybe in the dream you're seeing stars, or you're seeing symbols that's telling you in your waking life, use astrology to help you with your goals, or just simply go outside and gaze at the stars, because stargazing is kind of a form of meditation and relaxation, and it's kind of scrying as well. There's all kinds of beautiful ways you can scry. Scrying most commonly is staring into a crystal ball, but you can stare into different places, spaces, objects, and it's a kind of way that it relaxes your brain, but images can pop up to show you and guide you and lead the way for you. So it's interesting how you can use so many practical things, but you can also use very creative ways to guide yourself and into your next step, into the next part of your dream. And it's fun that dreams, nighttime dreams are one thing, but daytime dreams are similar and different too. It's that your daytime dreams are more like represent goals and things that you strive for, but your nighttime dreams are kind of the way, like sometimes they're prophetic and tell you what's going to happen or give you clues, but most of the time they're the ways you work out what to do in your waking life so you can make your dreams come true. So that's all you have to do is is use a combination of things to work out your dream so it can come true. And stargazing could be the key here for both of you. So let's see what your chimes have to say. Okay. All right, we have Van Halen, 1984. So maybe you feel like you've been in a bit of a Orwellian situation. I had some very strange, extremely deep dreams that I feel like it was kind of a puzzle. And sometimes when something I don't understand something, I think I dream even harder and deeper. But I feel like this, excuse me, is going to heal itself. Something beautiful is going to happen, because we have the Saint Christopher, patron saint of travelers. We have Belle here, who, didn't I just say Beauty and the Beast, right? You have this unconditional love happening here, which could be you, and the healer is looking forward to that. and you want, maybe your counterpart is just really wanting this to be in his life. You know, he's tired of it being in 5D and in the dream world. He wants to feel this for real. Something might be happening by Christmas time. Well, I don't know. There's some kind of idea here, a cool idea, a hopeful idea. The sundial might give you a clue. Where the sun, you know, the stars, it's interesting, these two dials. The stars, it's like like a nighttime compass, in a sense. It's guiding you according to the astrological signs. But this sundial guides you according to the sun. And it's sort of like like the old time clock. So here we have 2, 8, and 10. Those could represent something for you. And so we also have these playing cards. I love this one because it's like it's in the cards. It's like written in the stars, and it's in the cards. It's in the cards for you. That saying. And that's another thing our dreams do for us a lot. Sayings will happen in our dreams. So if you see, say for instance, you see stars in the handwriting or something, that is the saying. It's written in the stars. Or sometimes you might see a lot of red, and you know, image of a city or something like that. It means paint the town red, things like that. So like sayings will pop up in your dreams, according also of course to culture, but if it's familiar to you, I think these sayings pop in to give you clues. I feel like here we have a very dignified emperor or empress. We've got the number 25 and 10, believe, soaring like a Pegasus, you're beautiful. We've got Saint Dymphna, who takes care of people who have depression and feel sad. So call upon Saint Dymphna. But look at all this music. There's some kind of note out there, a chord, a note in it that rings true to you, that makes you have hope, for one, like the star, and also gives you the ideas that you need to be creative and keep going. So yeah, keep those dreams alive. It's it's kind of like cooking, and something is on the burner, and you just put it on simmer sometimes, and then sometimes you stir you turn up the heat and like really make it boil, but don't let the flame go out. Just keep those dreams alive. You also have you have this interesting card with the hand on it, but it's a skeletal hand. So it's kind of like, it makes me think a little bit of Da Vinci's drawings, Interesting. It's a little bit about divination too. All right, so I hope you like that. I hope all of this made sense. The dinosaur is about past lives sometimes. Also, it could be about, like it could even be talking about your connection has been as old as, like, very old, thousands of years old. It also can be that there's somebody older and wiser in this situation. So those are some possibilities there. All right, I'm going to move on to the next. Next we have pile 5 with the citron ring. Let's see what your dream sequence is. You have tattoos. I thought it was funny when this came out. And to go with tattoos, you have, that's the Dream cards by Los Garbello, and these are the Queen Alice cards. You have 10 of Pentacles, really nice. And then the Gilded Reverie, you have the Stork. And the Nature's Whispers, you have Be True to Your Heart. And it was just kind of accident that the Public Servant came out with that. I feel like that's the one I resonate with most. Alright, so I'll tell you individually what everything means, and then I'll tell you what your dream sequence title is, the title that I gave this dream. So we have the public servant. We have tattoos is ostentatious. This is kind of like getting notice, attracting notice. It could also be about fertile imagination, and I think it can also have to do with artistry and imagery and symbolism. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is a beautiful home, a beautiful town, abundant garden. There's this kind of feeling of magic and security, just having it all in your home life. There's a caution that needs to be maintained, and sometimes not taken for granted, that kind of thing. So I think also with the tattoo is sort of the same thing. It's like the ostentatious part of it is like, don't take it for granted how beautiful and amazing and wonderful you are. That's great, be proud of that, but don't let it get to your head, kind of thing. So, but there's a very proud person here who has a beautiful home, a beautiful yard, beautiful belongings and things. And then the Stork is about movements and upgrades and improvements and promotion, and maybe a family addition. And it could also be like a union, like what was once just a dating situation could turn into a marriage even, that kind of thing too. This is saying be true to your heart. So this is the energies of harmony and union when making a choice. It's all about that choice that you have to make that is the truth, true to who you are, truth to the situation, truth without compromise, truth without lies or deceit, just the truth. And so I call this dream sequence tattooed on my heart. So your counterpart here could be, or you, or both of you, could be dreaming about this connection. I feel definitely the connection here between the two of you. I feel there's a sense of pride in the connection, or pride in the personalities of each other. Thinking that you both are awesome people. There's also this feeling that you might not necessarily be together. There could be also pride in other areas of the public servant's life that they don't want to let go of, and because of that, they have trouble being true to their heart, which is being true to you. And so, the 10 of Pentacles does represent the material too. And it is a beautiful situation, but maybe it's simply what it is, just a beautiful yard, a beautiful home, a beautiful this and that and the other thing. But maybe it's not the substance that you need in the depth and the spirituality that you need that you long for in your waking world. And so when you dream about this, you dream about this security. It could be saying, hey, yeah, you have all these things, but maybe there's something that you need that's more true to who you are. Or the reverse, you don't have these things, and if you were true to your heart, you could have all of it. You could have the happily ever after. You could have all the trappings of a regular happy 3D life, or you could have also the spiritual connection. But I just feel like, in a sense, that there's this surface quality in this situation. There's not the depth that a true soulmate connection can have. And that's why I think that Be True to Your Heart came out, because there's more than just, the outward appearance. There's more than just, that's what this means, the outward appearance. Tattoos are symbolic, of course, but they cover your body, and so it's something that people see, immediately, right? A beautiful outdoor home, construction, yard, flowers is immediately an impression people get, but it's not necessarily the truth of who you are completely. So maybe this dream is saying that there's more to it. There's more that needs to be done. And I think in the bottom line, though, in a romantic sense, it could be about this connection that you are like tattooed on each other's heart. The other thing about tattoos are that they're permanent, and unless you pay lots of money and go through a lot of pain to remove them, you're stuck with it. You're stuck with this connection. You're stuck with this. It's nothing that you can remove out of your life. You can be distant, you can not talk to each other, but you can't remove this tattooed connection feeling that you have. But I feel like with the stork, there's some new changes coming about. So you're dreaming of these changes, you're dreaming of these improvements in the situation, and I think the improvements are going to translate into your waking life. All right, so let's see what your charms have to say. Maybe those improvements are all about, the 10 of Pentacles being between the two of you. All right, so we've got Christoph, right? Oh, no. Yeah, there you go. No. Okay. No, that's Dr. Lieutenant Destamateus. But there might be a doctor out there. You've got 3 wishes from the genie, and he's handing you a magic carpet, too. So just like I said, this is there's something magic in this 10 of Pentacles. Maybe it's just everything's gonna fall into place for you. You've got, look at that, you've got, wow, 3 mermaids. You've got the 2 Ariels, which I feel that means there's some twins here for sure. Could be twin flames or Pisces or Gemini or something like that. 2 people really marrying each other. Really, so public servant, you and your public servant are like living the same life in a way, like you're really marrying each other. Yeah, the moon is talking about your dream connections. Great. The blue marble represents Venus, so a lot of love here. They're interesting. Okay, so Scrooge he had a certain exterior about him. I often kind of relate the Scrooge to, let's say, the sign of Cancer, or because Cancer relates to the crab, crusty on the outside and soft and squishy on the inside. And I feel like, so there's a certain appearance one way, but there's something beneath that appearance, something deeper. Also, the Scrooge had to go through a lot of life lessons. He had to look at the past, present, and the future to decide for himself what was really true for him. It wasn't the money that was important, and after all, it was the love that was the more important aspect. And so he learns this lesson. So, yeah, you got mermaid again. Mermaids are about beauty, but it's also about depth and communication. When this mermaid comes out, I think of a deep communication, deep talk. You got some electricity here too, AC/DC. All right, so very interesting, so interesting. if you guys let me know what you think the two mermaids mean, mirroring each other. Maybe you both feel like mermaids, or maybe there's same-sex kind of situation here too. That's another possibility. All right, well, I'm going to move on to the next. Alrighty, and last but not least, we have the Heart and Skulls ring. You see that skull? Oh, wow, it's zooming in. Don't look at my fingers, but look at that neat. Okay, now it's zoomed out. But it zoomed in for a minute, didn't it? Oh, finally, after all this time. Okay, so that was kind of scary. All right, and scary is surprising. So let's look at your dream sequence. Okay, we've got Masquerade. This is the Dream cards by Los Garbeo. We have the Queen Alice, Dame Darcy. We have the Empress. And the Gilded Reverie, we have the Fox. And then the Nature's Whispers, Trust Your Own Understanding. Very interesting dream. I've had masquerade dreams and fancy balls. For me, they represented past life dreams, and something in your past life something in your current life could remind you of a past life, and so you dream about it to kind of work through it. It's like, what is it and who is it and that kind of thing. But I'll tell you what each card means separately. So masquerade could be about deceit, frustration, introversion, or false identity, or simply a party, a masquerade party. The Empress is the one. She's the mother, the lover. She's about pleasure, passion, and joy. Also possibly indulging. This particular Empress card definitely looks like a party type woman who enjoys indulging in the finer things in life, and she just, she's a sensual person, so she likes to eat and drink and be merry. But she also represents motherly care. And then the Fox is generally if it's about a work related situation, it's like a red flag. So be careful if it's a work. Sometimes red flags show up in your dreams to help you with your waking world. Watch out for that person that you work with, But I feel like this dream is more about a social situation and love. And so I think this could be dealing with somebody in your life that manipulates you, the master of manipulation, the sneaky person, the trickster, planning and plotting. But plans and plotting. Okay, planning is not a negative word, but plotting is the negative version of planning. It's kind of being deceptive, but if you think about deception in the form of a surprise party, say, then you would be magnanimous about that. You wouldn't complain about if somebody's planning a surprise party. But if they're plotting, it's usually trying to do something against your will or against your permission. If they need your permission, maybe they think they need your permission, or before they can get a reaction from you, they want to do this and then see what you have to say, or not see what you have to say first about it. So it's interesting how manipulation works. Sometimes people do things without explaining it up front. They want to do things before they explain it, and then let you see what the results are, and then you decide how you feel about it before you prejudge their plans. That makes sense. If you don't want your plans to be prejudged, sometimes you do these things in a deceptive way. I don't recommend. I don't condone, nor do I put down these methods. I'm just saying there's various ways of doing things, and I generally sort of believe in upfront is the best way of doing things. But anyway, I've kept a lot of things to myself in order not to hurt people, so that could be considered a form of manipulation too, I suppose. But anyway, the trust your own understanding is look deeply into something before making any commitments. there's more than meets the eye. Everything will be revealed in the appropriate time, and trust in yourself. So I've called this dream sequence The Empress at the Masquerade. Masquerade! Okay, so the Empress at the Masquerade. What's going on with her? So this is either you or the entertainer, your counterpart. They're having this dream. They are the Empress at the Masquerade. Everybody's dressed up. People have masks on. You don't really know who anybody is. You have to trust your instincts. You have to trust your own understanding. So it's symbolic of trusting your instincts and your logic, all the faculties you have at hand, and also your ability to research and know things. You have those abilities. That's what this is saying, that you know who's false, and you know who's true, and you know where your place is. You can let people manipulate you if you want to, or you can call them out on it, whatever you decide to do. If you're like this Empress, I feel like she appears to be the person that is enjoying this ball. She likes it, she likes being dressed up, she likes having the mask, she likes the anonymity of it, and people like, it's kind of funny because in pile number 5 it was all about the outward appearance. People could see very clearly who a person was by what they saw, but maybe there was more to them. This, right away, is a hidden appearance, outward appearance. You're covered up with a mask, you're dressed up, you may be male, you may be female, and nobody really knows. But there's that certain anonymity about it that gives you a sense of learning more about a person before they prejudge you. So it's kind of like that show, I've been watching a lot, my daughter, she pulls me into it. It's all her fault. So there's that one show about Love is Blind, where they talk to each other from different rooms. They can't see each other, but they just listen to each other's voices and hear how they speak and what they think about things. That's an interesting way to go, right? Because you're not prejudging somebody by their appearance. And it's kind of testing to see if you can feel and know their personalities without, looking into their eyes or something, Listen to your heart is kind of like, how fast can you fall in love through music kind of thing. I don't know. All of these shows are interesting. I like anything that has to do with the human psyche and why we do what we have to do, and why we do what we do, and how we fall in love, and how we connect, and all of that stuff is very interesting. So maybe, all that plays out in these dreams, this desire to know, but in order to know, you have to hide. You have to kind of keep your identity hidden to figure out what's going on with everybody else, So there's a little bit of that. It might be you and your counterpart both doing these kinds of things. Or maybe one of you is just straightforward, this is who I am, take me as I am, what you see is what you get, and the other person not so much. Maybe the other person is, I'll show you what I want you to see, but I'm not going to show you everything until I trust you. So those are some elements in people's personality. But masquerade can be a fun way of, it's like, you can get drunk and be silly and sing and be stupid, and nobody's judging you because they don't even know who you are to judge, right? So those are some interesting elements. It's kind of like, I think this dream is saying, in your real world, it's okay to be who you want to be. Take off your mask and show who you are. You'll get judged, maybe, but who cares? Let that go. Don't listen to the judges. Just be true to yourself, And also, this is saying, in your real world, there could be people who are trying to pull the wool over your eyes kind of thing. But you know the difference between an honest person and a dishonest person. Or the difference between somebody who's your actual friend and who's not. So trust in your own understanding. And then, finally, I think in a love sense, maybe there's a relationship that's going to come together in this kind of magical way where you, similar to, that love is blind situation, where you fall in love with somebody, but you didn't even see them to fall in love with them. You fell in love through personalities, So those are some possibilities here. It's interesting how 5D can be kind of like that. You're sensing somebody, feeling somebody, but you don't know them in the 3D. So this could be an indication of that transition between the 3D to the 5D to the 3D. The mask represents sort of protection. So maybe there's a protective quality initially, and then gradually, with trust, you'll let down your mask and show each other to each other, that sort of thing. There's kind of these things that are popping into my head. So let's see what the charms have to say to help us understand anymore. I got this weird ringing in my ear, like that kind of ringing that suddenly there's like a silent, I don't know how to explain it, where your ear feels clogged up for a second. I also find it interesting, not a single pile got the name word. See, singing. That's why I feel like sometimes, like a singing, there's another show, like prejudging the voice, they do the same thing. They turn around, they listen to the voice without looking at the person, so they just judge them on their voice. It's a lot of that. And I think there's just so much judging in this world that maybe the masks come up for that reason. 0. I like 0. 0 is the Pluto number, the number for Scorpio. Yeah. This definitely feels like a Scorpio situation. Passionate Scorpios. Scorpios are used to wearing masks. There's a lot of money here, though. That's another reason, like famous people or people who are rich sometimes dress poor, so people don't bother them and things like that. There's all kinds of reasons why we masquerade. We've got St. Christopher's, the patron saint of travelers. We've got this yummy donut, I think, 3D situation coming soon. This has been printed on a 3D printer, so it definitely is 3D. And it reminds me of the Empress and her liking, eating and drinking and being merry. We got the 4-leaf clover. We've got the sundial again. So the sundial is pointing you in a certain direction. We've got hope. Something may be happening in the warmer weather or on a Sunday or during a sunny time. Ooh, margaritas. Oh gosh, guys, I can't wait. I don't want to deal with crowds, but I'm seriously considering having a margarita for Cinco de Mayo. I don't know. Then we got the 2 hearts. You have the key to each other's heart. Here we have sun again. I feel like sun is definitely going to be part of your situation. It's bright, it's cheerful, it's clarity. Like, the masks are coming off. It's going to be great. We have 24601. That's Jean Valjean. This is a character in Les Mis. And it's interesting because this character has been hunted, and so maybe somebody's actually going to find somebody else. So we have music here again. We have this cycle. We have the letter S. So that's my last name starts with S. This could be my pile. We've got the Junior Achievement Award. We have Beating Your Demons. That's like, this is Mexican money, but makes me think of like St. George, but it's the eagle. Eagle's another symbol of Scorpio. Eagle biting the snake. We got St. Christopher's again. Some definite travel maybe, but really a protected travel. You have the leaf, good health. You have the Twitter bird just singing along so that's singing, but it could also be communicating like through text and emails and things like that. We have the number 20. We have Cupid's arrow, falling in love, love at first sight. See? Love is blind, love at first sight, love at first sound, love at first, that first feeling. The lucky frog. You have the spider and the spider web. This can mean lots of things, but I'm going to go with creativity. The spider creating a web out of silk. It's just quite amazing how they get it out of their bodies, and then they make this beautiful web, and then that's how they catch their food and eat it. Or also where they put their babies, and that's also about divine timing. The little baby pods sitting in the web until the perfect time where they come out. I love that combination of spiders and webs. And then we've got the lucky money here. So dice and the money represent, to me, is taking a chance and then winning big. And you've got dream world, a psychic connection here. So yeah, you both might be at this ball together in your dreams, trying to find each other. You have the star of hope. You have peace. You have number 23 and Buddha, some spiritual connection, spirituality. Spirituality will definitely help you feel more relief in these moments of uncertainty, or when you need some clarity. Just meditate, relax, just really don't stress out over it, because the stress can cause a lot of cloudy thoughts, can cause a lot of confusion. But I feel like between the Buddha and the sun, you're going to have a lot of clarity. The sailor here, parasailing, is about flowing, going with the flow, and things just moving with ease. You get the little, I think this is an exercise child, or it could just be child, just symbolic of children. So some kind of child connection here. Wow, guys, that was really good. Now I'm getting very hungry, and I'm going to go eat some lunch or breakfast. I hope you like that, you guys. And faith, trust, and pixie dust.